Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Call of Duty over the past few weeks has detailed a ton of pretty significant, pretty important updates coming to Black Ops 7. We're talking multiplayer, zombies, endgame, and then Warzone as well, detailing a ton of confirmations and other known issues and bugs that they're looking into that'll all be addressed here in the new year once the devs are, of course, back in office. So early January, we have Season 1 Reloaded right around the corner. We're also going to start seeing some pretty significant gameplay updates across the board, and today I wanted to detail everything the devs have confirmed so far. So all of this information is stemming from the Call of Duty Trello boards. This first one we're looking at here is ran by Treyarch and Raven. This is talking global issues that impact all modes: multiplayer, campaign, zombies, Warzone, endgame, you name it, it's all there. And then the specific modes themselves: multiplayer, zombies. Then we'll jump over to the Warzone Trello as well. We get some pretty important details here. Some of these things, as you can see, like for instance, players being unable to manage files inside of the COD app, they're just investigating this. So it means they're looking into this issue here. They're going to eventually have a fix, but they're still looking into what's causing this and what the resolution is. They also have other things like in multiplayer here that have fixes scheduled listed to them. So obviously fix schedule, those will be due up first on the patch note list here. But it's also quite possible that a lot of what's under investigation now is going to be fully addressed in some of those early updates in 2026 as well. Another global issue too is that players that manually import their settings from Black Ops 6 may get an audio issue in game where they don't have any audio. If you find yourself in this scenario, adjust your audio mix in game via the settings and it should resolve it there. But that's still, again, something that they are looking into. So if you're still just jumping onto Black Ops 7 or Warzone for the first time and you're going to import or update your settings, you might run into this issue. So just be mindful of that. We shift over into the multiplayer updates here. They do say the return to combat timer has temporarily been adjusted to 1 second on all maps. This is because players keep going out of bounds on maps and cheesing exploited spots, and they're killing players from outside of the boundary zone. So they've dropped this down to 1 to stop that. As mentioned, a fix that's currently scheduled, the stim shot overclock progress is not currently tracking properly. I've seen so many comments of people saying, hey, what's going on? Why can't I max out my stim shot? I've spammed this for 20 games in a row. The progress is not upgrading or updating here. What's going on here? They are aware of this. They do have a fix scheduled, likely requires a title update that's probably going to be associated with Season 1 Reloaded in early 2026. We've also got launchers are doing less damage to score streaks than intended, specifically in kill confirmed and overload. Kind of a weird niche issue here, but if you're trying to do launcher challenges, make sure you're not in kill confirmed and you're not in overload, because it might be harder to take down some of those score streaks in those modes specifically. We also have our zombies tab here, another fix that's confirmed to be scheduled here. The force multiplier zombies challenge is not tracking progress properly, so if you've been trying to work on that, you might notice it's not actually tracking for you. They are aware. They have a fix coming for this as well. Then also the multi-pack augment for Mule Kick is currently not working as expected. They are investigating this, trying to figure out the root cause of this issue. They'll have an update for that at some point here in the future. We also have some endgame specific updates mentioned here. The gunboat has been temporarily disabled in endgame while we investigate its impact on match performance. We plan to enable this in a future update after we've concluded our investigation. So this potentially causing game crashes, different stuttering, performance drops, whatever the case is there. They think the gunboat has to do with that, so they've deleted it from the game while they work to resolve that and make things a bit more stable. So, hey, maybe next time we see some of these stability fixes listed under endgame, this is what they're referencing. We'll have to keep an eye out for that. Then also, in-game operators may change slots unintentionally. This is something they are monitoring there. They say we've seen reports that operators are no longer selectable in in-game, but have observed that they've moved to a different slot instead. We're investigating this root issue, so they'll have a fix up for that here as well. So some interesting things across the global Trello. Now let's jump over to the Warzone specific Trello, because there's a lot more further specific gameplay updates inbound. And by the way, as we are going through all the details here, if you guys enjoyed the video, do me a favor, drop a like. It's a great way to help grow the channel and share the video around. And if you're new here, maybe you have not subscribed yet, we should change that. I got you guys covered with everything you need to know for COD on a daily basis, so feel free to hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications. So first up here on the Warzone Trello board, they've actually got a couple of different tabs here. One dedicated to restricted items, things that they have to remove from the game because they're broken. There's an exploit with them. For instance, the body shield. We've disabled the body shield while we investigate a related exploit. People wondering why you can't be using that feature right now. It's because there are exploits associated with it. Then also saw a couple of comments about this. They were quiet about this one. The TR2 CQB auto conversion was disabled because its TTK was insane. They say investigate an issue. Its damage was just nuts. We've seen this happen a bunch with weapons. The Core 45 conversion kit, some Black Ops 6 weapons at the beginning of this integration were disabled because they had damage bugs as well. So a couple of things that are currently not in the game as it stands. Then we've got our global issues here. They say they are investigating an issue that can cause players to crash if you join a match from Warzone into multiplayer or zombies from those menu tiles there. So might break your entire game. Again, something they are investigating here. So hopefully a fix comes pretty early on in the new year. Then this is way back from 2022, but you can submit crash reports on this Trello if you want, for what it's worth. They do have the option to do that if you're trying to figure out what's going on, or maybe you can help with some stability stuff there. Both of these Trellos will be linked down in the description as well, for what it's worth. But then we get the important tab, issues across Battle Royale Resurgence and LTMs. And we've got a lot going on here, right? So first up, they're investigating an issue that is preventing players from properly completing some daily, weekly, and prestige challenges. So if you're noticing some tracking issues with several of these, they are aware of some of those bugs going on there. They are investigating an issue that is preventing the UAV and advanced UAV voiceover from playing properly. So this would be like when somebody else calls in a UAV and it says enemy UAV overhead, things like that. Sometimes it doesn't play and you're gonna have to pay attention. Oh, am I on the highlighted UAV that's on my minimap showing that red boundary, alerting you that you are on someone's UAV. They also say they're investigating an issue causing the message voice and text chat disabled due to platform restrictions. Chat this year, voice chat, text chat, has been super buggy since this integration took place. They've partially fixed some of the voice chat, but some people are still getting this platform restrictions nonsense here. I think in some cases it prompts you to like purchase Xbox Live or something. You don't need to do that. They're not trying to scam you out of money or anything. It's just a bug. They are investigating this, but no fix currently scheduled as of right now. They're also investigating an issue that is causing graphic settings to reset every time you restart your game on PC. I know something you can do is always double check your config file and make sure it's not set to read only in case it was resetting like that consistently, but that is a global issue that they are looking into as well. Finally, one that we have scheduled here, a fix is scheduled for an issue where Mountaineer is not included in Specialist. We've talked about this one a few times, but yes, if you currently have Specialist, you're supposed to get every single perk in the game, except Mountaineer is not currently included in that list, so you can definitely still die to fall damage if you pick up Specialist as it stands. They're also investigating an issue preventing aftermarket parts from being available on some legacy weapons, so they just won't load into the match on your weapon sometimes. It seems like it's kind of weapon specific or maybe even user specific at times here. A bit of a weird one going on there. They're investigating an issue causing incorrect positioning of the armor icon and the squad widget, so just a little UI update there that's got to come. We're investigating an issue where tac stance UI is not appearing for MW2 and MW3 weapons. The feature still works, but the UI is not working for that, the UI indicator there. So again, a bit of a niche one there. And then lastly, we're investigating an issue causing the kill streak airspace to incorrectly display too crowded for 0 more seconds, where obviously you should be able to go through and actually call in your streak when that counter hits 0 and not get blocked by 0 seconds waiting to be called in there. So across the board here, we've got quite a few new updates inbound, quite a few bug fixes, gameplay changes, things of that nature. Some good news across the board here, obviously, for multiplayer, Warzone, zombies, endgame, you name it. And keep in mind, while yes, this is everything currently listed on the Trello boards, these are not all the things that are currently on their radar. These are just what they choose to share. I'm not sure how they pick and choose what they post here, but once we do see our first major update in 2026, we'll probably see a lot of these issues referenced in those notes and then some. There will be far more fixes than what we just have here on the Trello board. Just a little PSA there for you guys. But that said, that is going to wrap things up for this one. Those are all of the confirmed updates and fixes coming to COD here in the near future. If you guys enjoyed the video, you found the info helpful, do me a favor, drop a like on it. And if you're new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button on your way out. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.